for dinner. What's up, guys? How's it going? Coming to you live from my kitchen. I'm cooking up dinner. And you know, I just wanted to jump on with you guys. I'm just like super excited right now because I feel like light bulbs are going off in my 5-day challenge. So it makes me really excited. Hey, TikTok. I'm live on TikTok, live on Instagram, cooking up dinner. Here's the thing, guys. Like, stop making healthy food complicated. It's my new jam, okay? Stop making healthy food complicated. Stop making your macros complicated. It's not complicated, guys, okay? When you get overwhelmed and frustrated and you make it complicated, you give up. You give up. So tonight, I have a big old piece of pork that I got from Trader Joe's that I just threw in the oven. I mean, everybody's gonna like a big old piece of pork, you know? How am I gonna create a meal on this? I'm gonna find a starch. I'm gonna find some veggies. Boom! We have a meal, okay? Now here's the kicker. This is the deal with your kids. I know. It's like, if we didn't have kids, we'd be good. If we didn't have to like keep children alive, this whole like eating healthy would be so much easier. Trust me, I get it. I'm good. Like, I can eat this arugula salad and this pork chop, but I realize that I got to feed my kids too. So here's how it is. I had a girl, I'm just going to try not to burn something, but I had a lady last night in one of the groups talking about how she was like, man, I wasn't prepared. You know, I made chicken tetrazzini for my family, and I didn't make something for myself. And so my thought is, well, you're going to fail, okay? Because if you think you can't eat chicken tetrazzini and be healthy, well, that's problem number one. And problem number two, if you think that you can't make something healthy out of chicken tetrazzini, that's problem number two. Problem number three is you ain't going to be making 2 meals for, you know, your family and yourself for the long haul, okay? You may in the short run, but you are not in the long haul. So here's the deal. It's like, why do we look at chicken? You love it when I start getting the knives out. Why do we look at chicken tetrazzini and think that that's not potentially macro friendly? It totally is, all right? So I told her, I was like, okay, here's how I would approach chicken tetrazzini. I've never made chicken tetrazzini. Have y'all made it before? Is it good? Is it good? I don't know. I'm going to have to whip it up. It looks like it's like a pasta dish. But I was like, I would take a big piece of chicken and I would pour the sauce on it. I would have a little bit of noodles. I'd probably use my gluten-free noodles because that's what we eat here. My kids don't know the difference. And I would get some broccoli. I'd put a side of broccoli on it. Pour that sauce on the broccoli. I'd get some spinach. I'd get some mushrooms. You know, I'd get, again, when I look at a meal, protein, starch, veggie. Protein, starch, veggie. That's how I create dinner. Okay, so here I am. I got my big old piece of protein. I just got to make sure it's cooked. Yeah, it looks pretty good. You know, so I've got that. And so my starch tonight. So that's what I told her. I said, that's how I would go about chicken tetrazzini, you know. And here's the deal. This is the deal with kids, okay? You may say, well, my kids ain't eating broccoli. Okay, well, that's fine. They don't have to eat broccoli. But you have to put it on their plate. Every time. They don't have to eat it. There's no 1 bite rule, okay? But they have to see it. And it has to go on your husband's plate too. Okay? Because I don't care if he doesn't like broccoli either. The reason why our children are not eating fresh food, like vegetables, is because we gave them broccoli when they were 2 years old and they were like, and we never gave it to them again. Johnny don't like broccoli. I see this all the time. When I worked in the hospital setting, it would crack me up. I mean, I would meet with like 50-year-old women and they'd be like, well, I don't like broccoli. And I'm like, well, when's the last time you had broccoli? And they're like, when I was 3. And I was like, well, let's try it again, okay? A child does have to experience a food at least 10 times. Now they're saying like 20 times before they can truly say, I don't like it. So again, you don't have to eat it, but you have to expose them to it. So tonight's exposure, okay, because here's the deal. Well, I got to keep that on. I got a almost 13-year-old, and I got an almost 16-year-old. Like, they literally will like flick me off and walk away. You know, I'm not even dealing with 3-year-olds that'll just throw. I mean, it's a whole different story. And they're still like, Mom, why do you keep putting this food on my plate? I'm not going to eat it. And I'm like, because, boo, one day you may surprise me. You may make my heart bleed with joy because you ate this onion. So tonight's exposure food is onions, mushrooms, broccoli. They'll eat the broccoli. I need to add more broccoli. I'm actually going to throw some spinach in there. And again, it's more for me. Like, that's my part, okay? That's what I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat a ton of that. I'm going to eat this pork. I know they're going to eat the pork, okay? So that's the kicker. Like, I know they're going to eat the pork. This is also another little trick. I buy this crap and then I never make it. So by golly, we're going to make this. So I'm making this quick cook risotto mushroom. Like, how amazing does that sound? Okay, my kids, they may not like it. Typically, I'd make mac and cheese. Like, here you go. Here's your pork. Here's your mac and cheese. Here's your visual food that you ain't gonna eat. But I've got everything I need. They have everything they need. And I'm not making 2 meals, okay? So this is a concept that I really want you guys to embrace. And I'd love to hear, like, what meals are you cooking that you think are not gonna fit? That are not healthy. Because anything that you're cooking in your kitchen is healthy, period. I mean, honestly, when I worked in the hospital setting, I would tell my clients, I'd say, listen, I would much rather you go home, boil water, put some pasta in it, open a jar, dump it, literally make pasta with a jar sauce, with a bag of frozen broccoli, and some garlic bread, than I would you go through the drive-thru, okay? Because here's the deal. This meal that's, literally going to take me less than 30 minutes to make. I mean, really, the meat took the longest to cook. Is just really about, your children seeing you cook. Okay, cooking is a lost art. B, that kind of like aroma of like fresh food, it's like, it smells so good in here right now. Sometimes it doesn't smell good. Like, if you're cooking cauliflower, it does not smell good. Like, my family, all 3 of them, walk out the door when cauliflower's on the menu. But it smells good. They're more likely to eat it. Plus, we're gonna sit at the table. We're gonna sit at the bar, okay? We're gonna sit at the bar. I'm gonna ask, 1 or 2 questions. I'm gonna get some the typical teenager's response. But it's a process that's a good thing. It's a good thing, guys. So again, I would love to, I'm trying to get my microwave open. And then I'm going to show you how I make my favorite arugula salad, because it's so good. I would love to help you guys. And who said steaming broccoli in a bag ain't good for you? I mean, come on, guys, okay? Like, we just got to do what we got to do, all right? We just got to make it happen, okay? So we do the best we can, all right? And sometimes my best is not your best, and sometimes your best is better than mine, but we all just have to do the best we can. So how long do I cook this bag of broccoli? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, we'll just stick it in there for a couple of minutes. So again, shoot out any meal that you think is not healthy. Now, I just posted a reels, because literally I'm like, I'm just like so happy right now, okay? Because I just see like light bulbs clicking with regards to people recognizing what matters the most when we talk about macros. Everybody's talking about macros, okay? But everybody's freaking confused about macros. So again, when I'm looking at a meal, I know that I need 40 grams of protein, all right? So the first thing that I'm putting on my plate is 40 grams of protein. Is this 40 grams of protein? I don't know. No, I'm gonna measure it out. 3 ounces. Here, I'll show you some visuals, okay? So, 3 3 ounces is about the size of a deck of cards, okay? So, you know, if I sliced one of these, I bet that's close to 3 ounces, all right? So once you understand like visuals, you can kind of look at it. And I was looking at the label. Let me look at the label. So 4 ounces of this pork is 20 grams of protein, okay? So I need 40, all right? So I need 8 ounces of pork, okay? So I'm gonna eat that up, all right? Look, the fam's coming in. They're smelling the fresh dinner. It smells good. So I'm going to make sure that I get, now this was raw, so I'm not even going to get into all that because there's a little equation to figure out cooked to raw, but that's a whole nother video. So I'm going to make sure that I have 8 ounces of protein on my plate. Then I'm going to load up on everything else, okay? So that's kind of how I go about, you know, creating my dinners and things like that. So let me know what questions you guys have for sure. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about my famous arugula salad because it's so easy, okay? Big bowl. I think I got these. I actually have them on my Amazon kit because I love them. I use them for everything. So I'm going to start with just a little bit of olive oil, okay? Maybe like a tablespoon or so. I don't use a ton of olive oil because I'm going to use a lot more lemon juice. So I have a fresh lemon. I'm going to get my little squeezer out. Yes. Oh, that's another thing. Yes. Dad's over here making some pork sandwiches on these bread. My kids will love this. Okay. I've been taught this, so I want to teach you guys this. Okay. How many people put the lemon in like this? Me, I did that. Okay. So apparently that's wrong. The lemon goes in like this. The lemon, the lime, and I kind of cut it too big. But I just thought that was the coolest trick. Whoever taught me that, I thought I would teach you that. 2, the fridge door is open and beeping. Oh shit, the fridge door is open. But it's a microwave that's beeping. I know, it's just a full comedy sketch over here. So, lots of lemon juice, okay? Everything bagel. Somebody was looking at my pictures from the other day and was like, is that everything bagel on everything that you eat? And I was like, yeah, girl, you missing out. Get you some everything bagel because it is life-changing. Okay, so here is basically, like, here's my dressing. Ooh, shake it up, whisk it up, whatever you want to do. There it is. So I put that in. Actually, you can kind of coat the bowl. And then you throw in your arugula. And arugula is the best lettuce, okay? Mom, if you're watching this, you're wrong, okay? Arugula is the best lettuce. For some reason, she doesn't like arugula, so I don't know. She's got a weird palate. Okay, and then just toss that, and this is what I put my hard-boiled eggs on. You can throw some sliced steak on it. It's so good. This is going to be like a little side. And guess what? This entire package of arugula is 45 calories, okay? It's like, don't even log it. It's not even worth it, okay? Log the oil, all right? So if I was logging this, because that's the next question, Amanda, how do you log it? Basically, I would, if I'm going to split this into 4 servings and I put a tablespoon of olive oil, I'll just log a 1/4 of a tablespoon of olive oil. This is nothing. This is nothing, okay? The lettuce is nothing. So again, it's like don't overthink your macros, you know, and what you're doing. So, yeah, that's what's for dinner. You can tune into my stories and I'll show you my final plate. Maybe I'll even show you what my kids have to say about tonight's selection. But like when I grew up, it was like, hey, boo, here you go. You eat what I make, and if you don't, you go to bed. Like, you'll be fine, all right? Stop being a short order cook. That is for sure. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, I gotta keep heating up that broccoli. A wonderful evening. Keep it real. Love you guys. Bye. Put your comments after I post this, and I'll answer your questions. Talk to you later. How do I stop it?